Hey everyone, and welcome back to the MJ channel.
Great to be here.
So if you're tuning in, chances are you're thinking about getting a new mortgage or maybe refinancing your current one here in Canada.
Exactly. And you've definitely come to the right place.
Well, we hope so. Today, we're doing a deep dive specifically for you. We're cutting through all the noise.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
We're bringing you the best mortgage rates we could find across Canada right now, as of today, May 14th, 2025.
And we're using data pulled straight from Mortgage Logic News just to give you that up-to-the-minute picture.
We know it can be, well, pretty overwhelming trying to figure out mortgage rates. So many numbers, different terms.
It really can be. Our mission today is simple. Give you a clear, concise snapshot of the top national rates.
That's right. Both for insured mortgages, typically when you've got less than 20% down, and for uninsured mortgages, which is usually for 20% down or more.
So let's jump right in. Where should we start? Insured.
Yeah, let's start with insured. So just quickly, why do insured mortgages often have slightly lower rates?
Right. Good question. So if your down payment is less than 20%, the mortgage generally has to be insured, right?
Okay.
That insurance protects the lender if, things go wrong. Because there's less risk for them, they often offer slightly better interest rates.
Gotcha. So that insurance lowers their risk, maybe lowers your rate a bit. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. What are the top insured rates looking like today?
Okay, looking at the data, for a one-year fixed insured mortgage, Innovation Credit Union is showing 4.43%. Now, keep in mind, this one's marked for comparison only.
Okay, 4.43 comparison. What about a 2-year?
For a 2-year fixed insured, True North Mortgage has a rate of 3.99%. And this one actually has a more info available link, so you can dig a bit deeper there.
3.99. That's under 4%. Interesting. Okay, 3-year fixed.
3-year fixed insured Alterna Bank is listed at 3.89%. Again, this one's for comparison.
3.89.
And the 4-year?
4-year fixed insured Citadel Mortgages is at 4.09%. Also for comparison. Okay. Now, the popular 5-year fixed insured, that's often the benchmark, right?
It really is. And the lowest we're seeing nationally there is from Nesto at 3.84%.
Wow, 3.84.
Yeah. And there are more details available for that one, too, with a more info link.
That's definitely one to look into. What if someone wants a really long term, like 10 years?
For the 10-year fixed insured, Innovation Credit Union is at 4.99% for comparison purposes.
Okay. And variable rates. How are they looking for insured mortgages?
The lowest insured variable rate listed is from RateHub at 3.95%, comparison only.
3.95 variable. And finally, hybrid rates. What's a hybrid again, quickly?
Right. So a hybrid, typically a 5-year, often mixes fixed and variable, maybe fixed for a few years, variable, or part fixed, part variable for the whole term.
Got it.
For that 5-year hybrid insured, Scotiabank, specifically their e-home platform, is showing 4.18% comparison only.
Okay. Quite a range there. Those rates, especially the 2, 3, and 5-year fixed insured, look pretty compelling.
Did you? Now, should we switch gears to uninsured for those with 20% or more down?
Yeah, let's do it. So for folks putting down a bigger chunk, what are the top uninsured rates today? We usually expect these to be a bit higher, right?
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Because the lender doesn't have that insurance backing, they take on a bit more risk. So for a 1-year fixed uninsured, Alterna Bank is at 5.39% comparison.
Ooh, yeah, quite a bit higher than the insured 1 year.
Okay.
2-year fixed uninsured.
Citadel Mortgages has 4.57% for comparison on the 2-year uninsured.
4.57. And the 3-year.
3-year fixed uninsured, RateHub is showing 4.09%, again, for comparison.
Getting closer to the insured rates there. How about the 4-year?
Citadel Mortgages, again, for the 4-year fixed uninsured at 4.22%, comparison only.
Okay. And the 5-year fixed uninsured, the benchmark.
The lowest nationally for a 5-year fixed uninsured is RateHub at 4.14%, comparison only.
4.14. So still pretty close to that 4% mark. Interesting.
It is. Now, for the longer term, the 10-year fixed uninsured, First National is listed at 5.29%, and this one does have a more info available link.
5.29 for 10 years uninsured.
Okay, and variable uninsured. RateHub is showing 4.25% for the uninsured variable rate, comparison only.
4.25. And the 5-year hybrid uninsured.
National Bank has that one at 4.42% for comparison.
Okay. And one more category here, ELOCs, home equity lines of credit.
Right. ELOC is a bit different. It's a revolving line of credit secured against your home. True North Mortgage is showing a rate of 5.45% for ELOC, and there's more info available on that too.
5.45. Okay, thanks for breaking all those down. So those are the national numbers. But you mentioned something earlier. Sometimes there are province-specific deals.
That's absolutely right. These national rates are a great baseline, but you should definitely look locally too. Some credit unions or smaller lenders might have specials just for residents of a particular province.
Do we have any examples of that from today's data?
Yeah, there were a couple mentioned in the notes. For instance, Cambrian Credit Union in Manitoba had a 2-year fixed insured rate at 3.94%.
Oh, slightly better than the national best 2-year we saw.
Exactly. And RateBuzz apparently had a 3-year fixed insured rate at 3.74%, but specifically for Ontario.
3.74. Wow, that's quite a bit lower than the national 3-year best.
It is. So it really highlights the point. Always check what's available, specifically where you live. Don't just rely on the national number.
That's a super important tip. Check nationally, then check locally. Okay, good to know. So we've got the rates we know to check locally and dig into the details, but obviously the rate itself isn't everything when you're choosing a mortgage, is it?
Not at all. It's a huge factor, maybe the biggest headline grabber, but there's more to it.
What are some other key things our viewers absolutely need to keep in mind?
Well, first off, your credit score. It plays a massive role. Generally, you'll need a good to excellent score. Think at 720 or higher to qualify for these best advertised rates.
Okay, 720 plus is kind of the magic number zone. What else?
Your debt ratios are critical. Lenders look closely at your gross debt service ratio, basically. Your housing costs versus your income, and your total debt service ratio, which includes all your debts. Generally, they want to see housing costs under 39% of your gross income and total debts under 44%.
Right, those GDS and TDS ratios, keep them below 39 and 44. Good benchmarks.
Definitely. And as we've discussed, the down payment size is crucial. It determines if you're insured or uninsured, which impacts rates.
Okay. What about the mortgage features themselves, like beyond the rate?
Yes, very important. Don't just chase the lowest rate without looking at the features. Things like portability. Can you take the mortgage with you if you move?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Huge.
Yeah.
And prepayment privileges. How much extra can you pay each year without penalties? Paying even a little extra can save you a ton of interest over time.
Good point. Anything else on features or conditions?
Well, just be aware sometimes, particularly with uninsured mortgages, if you want an amortization longer than the standard 25 years, say 30 years, lenders might add a small rate surcharge. It's not always the case, but something to ask.
Right, because a longer payback period is slightly more risk for them. Okay. So, lots to consider. Now, let's say you've done your homework, you see a rate advertised. Is that rate set in stone? Or is there any wiggle room? Can you negotiate?
That's a great question. While the advertised rates are usually pretty competitive, especially the ones we highlighted, it's not always the absolute final number. There can be room for negotiation sometimes.
So how would you go about trying to get a better deal?
A few things you could do. First, don't just rely on website rates. Contact lenders directly. Talk to a representative. Sometimes they have unpublished specials or discretion.
Okay, pick up the phone or book an appointment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Second, and I always recommend this, talk to a mortgage broker. Brokers work with many lenders, they know the market inside out, and they might have access to volume discounts or special deals you wouldn't find on your own. They shop around for you.
That sounds efficient. What if you're refinancing with your current bank?
If you're refinancing, definitely leverage any competing offers you have. Go to your current lender, show them the better rate you found elsewhere, and ask them point blank, can you beat this? Sometimes, to keep your business, they will.
Doesn't hurt to ask. Great tips. So basically, be informed, ask questions, shop around.
That's the key. Being proactive is your best strategy in the mortgage market.
Well, this has been incredibly helpful. We really hope this quick run-through of Canada's best mortgage rates for May 14th, 2025 has given you some solid starting points for your own mortgage journey.
Yeah, whether you're refinancing or buying new. But remember, as we always say, these rates can and do change, sometimes quickly. Staying updated is really important.
Absolutely. And the best way to do that, make sure you subscribe to the MJ channel. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss our latest updates and analysis on the Canadian housing and mortgage scene.
We're constantly tracking the market, bringing you the insights you need.
We are indeed, and we'd love to keep this conversation going. What are the biggest factors influencing your mortgage decisions right now? Is it the rate, the term, prepayment options?
Yeah, let us know down in the comments below. We're always curious to hear what's top of mind for you.
Definitely. Thanks so much for joining us today on the MJ channel.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.